Well, welcome everyone to the All Things Microsoft Cloud. My name is Dan Wahlin. I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I have my colleague Ayca with me today as well.
Hi Dan. Hi everyone. My name is Ayca. I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and today we have a guest. Yina is with us. Hi Yina, welcome.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited about the conversation that we're about to have.
Yes, so Yina, can you tell us about yourself? They call you as Mother of Graph. Can you tell us the story behind it?
Yeah, we want to hear this.
Yes. So I am the head of product for Microsoft Graph, and I have been working on this initiative since it was an idea. And that is maybe a decade ago. So even when I started my career at Microsoft, this has been the project that I have been growing and turning into a company-wide strategy. And that's why I'm fondly known as the mother of the graph. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. And now what do you do at Graph? You're the head of Microsoft Graph product, right?
Yes. So the product team that works on basically Microsoft Graph is like a tide that lifts all boats. It's a company-wide initiative that multiple teams, actually over 100 teams across Microsoft participate on.
Wow.
And expose their data through the Microsoft Graph. So my team basically helps with all of the life cycle of the data, getting the data exposed through APIs and through high volume access patterns. And that includes data modeling, API architecture, the documentation, creating all of the developer experiences like the portal, the SDKs, the tooling, all of that is part of my product team. And we've been running this initiative for quite a while.
That's awesome. So real quick, for developers that maybe haven't used Microsoft Graph as much, give us the kind of nutshell version of, you mentioned there's over 100 teams, it sounds like, contributing data.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's a lot. But if I'm a developer, why would I use Microsoft Graph in some of my apps?
So think about Microsoft Graph is the fabric of data that describes productivity, collaboration, security, management for not only all of the large set of enterprise across the planet, but also across consumers, right? Like all of our consumer accounts, all of our commercial accounts, every single piece of activity, every single piece of data that our customers interact with our products, mail, calendar, contacts, files, tasks, all of that is part of the Microsoft Graph. So it's a planet scale data source around these patterns of productivity and security in the organizations.
That's awesome. It's one of those things, I'll have to admit, now that I've used it a lot, but before joining Microsoft, I hadn't. And I feel like I missed out, actually, because, and I don't say that because I work for Microsoft now. I say that because I didn't realize all this data, as you mentioned, productivity data that you could bring in. So I used to build a lot of line of business apps. Mm-hmm. And I kind of missed out because, I could have brought in context sensitive data to that scenario that, it could have been an email or a Teams chat or whatever. And I didn't do that, but now I do. So we're good.
Yeah, since then you're saying that Graph is into many solutions that we build day to day. And here in this series, we're talking about Microsoft Cloud. I just want to ask, how does Microsoft Graph fit into Microsoft Cloud in general?
Yeah, so when you think about Microsoft product offerings, we have platform as a service offerings with Azure, right? Like all of the compute, networking, storage, and all of the set of offerings that are part of Azure. And then we have software as a service offerings with Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and others, right? And then for developers, you can use a combination of all of these across our clouds to build solutions that, meet the business needs across the organizations, or as we were saying before, across consumer needs as well. So Microsoft Graph enables you to get all of these data, and then you can use it, whether it is, building web applications or device applications or, service applications, or doing big data analytics, which is also another thing that we offer, of taking data that is in our services in Microsoft 365, and then using things like Azure Synapse or Purview to then analyze that data and protect the data cycle of data. So, Microsoft Graph enables you to connect across all of the different clouds at Microsoft.
This is awesome. There are hundreds of different data sets available that we can reach through Microsoft Graph, right? This is inspiring. Literally, any data analytics solution can consume Microsoft Graph, as well as you can bring your own data into your apps, web apps, mobile apps, any sort of app. It's so inspiring that you can use this set of resources available for you just through one single API.
That's the beauty of it, is the unified API and secured and all that. So when it comes to like scenarios, are there any that stand out that you can give some examples of where people have leveraged Microsoft Graph, especially in the overall Microsoft Cloud?
Right, absolutely. So I'll tell you scenarios in 3 buckets, because it's like when you think about all of the corpus of data that we have in Microsoft Graph, there's actually 3 high-level things that you can do. The first one is around accessing. So accessing real-time data using our HTTP-based API, in which you can build web applications, we can build Teams applications, for example. We're seeing a lot of developers built on top of Teams, leveraging productivity, leveraging where people spend hours and hours every single day across Teams, across Outlook. All of these different surfaces are things that you can build using our APIs. The second one is around analyzing. So taking the data that we have on Microsoft Graph and then looking at patterns and deriving knowledge from that data. So think about, maybe scenarios where, financial industries are trying to figure out patterns of collaboration between the employees at the company, at the bank, and then looking at how their customer relationships is going. So customer lineage is one of those scenarios. And a lot of that can be information found on systems of record. But what we have with Microsoft Graph is systems of engagement, right? So it's a lot of complementary information that can be used on these projects to derive more insights. So that's access, analyze, and the third one is augment. So augment is bringing data, external data, into Microsoft Graph so that data can participate in experiences that we have across Microsoft 365. So for example, we have an integration with Figma where they bring in data that is across all of the different Figma files. So Figma is one of the largest set of companies that is used for design. And then having that participate into all of the search experiences that we have across Microsoft Search. So that's Windows, Bing, Office.com, SharePoint, and have that experience there. So access, analyze, and augment.
All right.
Wow, this is very inspiring. There are many inspiring scenarios and solutions available with Graph already.
Yeah.
So where can developers, customers, or analysts can go to learn more about Graph?
I feel like I've been saying this for such a long time, but it's one thing you got to remember, and it's graph.microsoft.com. Yeah, just that it. You'll find all of the information about how to connect with Graph, how to get started, how to build applications. We have tutorials that are going to take you through the entire journey. We have Graph Explorer, which is basically, the place where you can go and start making queries. Even if you don't have an account with us, you can just start playing with the API, see all of the data sets that we have to offer. We have a Microsoft Graph Toolkit, which is basically a set of web components that with a couple of lines of code, you're able to build nice, very beautiful looking set of controls, whether it is a people picker or a people card, or we have Teams channel selection, and we have multiple set of controls as part of the Microsoft Graph Toolkit. So all of that information, graph.microsoft.com is the only thing that you have to remember. and then just go there and, happy coding.
Excellent, excellent. I'll have to admit, I love, when I got started with it, Graph Explorer was amazing. Yeah. So definitely something to check out if you haven't.
Awesome. So this was an amazing information, and we are so excited to have head of Microsoft Graph with us. We've been using Graph for many years now. With you, we build many solutions using Graph, but it's so exciting to hear all these availabilities for Microsoft Graph, hearing from Yina. We will have a lot more exciting guests joining us for Microsoft Cloud scenarios, and we will discuss more about what is available in Microsoft Cloud and the other clouds as well. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me.